anyway, because Jerome got to do his thing. All right, we on. We got it. We got it. We got it. We on. Go ahead, do your things there, Jerome.
All right, hold on one second. We got a little time for it. Let it marinate a little bit.
Let it marinate a little bit.
Let it come on in the room.
I said the other Brian.
Do you want me to?
I don't want you to do nothing. Just leave it.
Oh, okay.
Dude, they don't have the timer on here like it used to be. I guess they took that feature out.
Yeah, I know it.
I don't know.
I had to count down.
Countdown.
Hold on, let me see if it Let me see if it went over.
Hold up, Brian. You can't see us, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. But we can't see you.
Sorry, I don't have a camera. I figured my phone was tired of using my phone for these things. Sorry.
Yeah, it's live, B.
I know it's
back
live.
on Facebook.
You are? Oh, where's my phone at? Oh, hold on.
Okay. We got some people watching. What's up, y'all? Just getting everything set back up. It's been a couple of months since we've been live, so we're still setting things up. No problems. Okay. Yeah, just hold on, people. It's all good.
Right. Buckle up, everybody. It's a ride. It's a journey. It's a journey. Three-Headed Monster Podcast coming to you live. But to everyone, I appreciate everybody getting on. I know we be just, doing what we do, but at the same time, we just trying to get back into the whole frame of things by just doing podcasts. So we're doing a back-to-back, and we're just going to keep pushing them out when as much as we can possible. So today it's a freestyle, but at the same time, we do have a topic and we do have an opinion about a situation that's happened over the weekend. But again, first I want to tell everybody to subscribe to our Facebook page, which is a Three-Headed Monster Podcast, to our YouTube page, the Three-Headed Monster Podcast. Hit your like, share, show everybody, tell your friends, show us some love, and we're going to continue doing what we do. It's all about building. It's nothing about destroying. But again, I'm going to let Jerome do what he do. Because I love the way Jerome do what he do.
Keep rolling. I'm coming.
He come. Wait a minute. How is I don't have Brian on here? We do have a guest on here today.
Evening all.
Mr. Brian. We're going to go with he got himself as the other Brian, but Brian, how you say your last name?
Faru.
That's right, Faru. So,
He's like for real.
You were gonna say Brian for real. How about that? For real?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on, I can change that.
So
what are the Neptunes?
So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do some topics today. Sorry, I just kind of just threw this together. I kind of should have did this yesterday when me and Jerome did talk about it. But like I said, we just freestyling on a Monday. But we're just trying to do some things. Again, we're just gonna keep digging deeper and deeper. We're probably gonna get back into our, what's wrong with America, the dark side of America, which I feel like that series was really, really good. But I don't know. Oh, Brian for real. Okay. All right. So today we really gonna start off. Wait a minute. I'm still waiting on Jerome to do his thing. Jerome, tell what you got to do first, man.
Y'all still waiting on me? I'm here.
Yes.
Coming. All right, I'm back. What's up, Facebook family? What's up, YouTube family? What's up, people all over the world? We're back, the three-headed monster. And listen, we're going to discuss a lot of things on here today, but please, 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 don't believe anything that we tell you. Take the information, go research it for yourself. Once you found your truth, come back. Let's discuss it. Then we're going to build on that, and we're going to go forward. Man, what's up, B?
Now you see how better that sounds than me. See how professional, how profound that was that he does this. I mean, you don't gotta love it. So I have to wait for it because it's kind of like the way he does it. It's like a strong statement, or just letting you know for sure what's going on. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm just like I said, we just still trying to do what we got to do.
What's up, Crew Cut? I see you in the comments, Crew Cut.
Crew Cut on the comments already. All right, what's up? Hey, so today we have a guest on here. We're gonna give him a nickname. We're gonna go with Brian for real. We had to get a different perspective of what's going on, but I'm gonna let Jerome roll with it. Go ahead, Jerome. Hey, Jerome. Guess what? Look.
All right.
I want you to look right quick, Jerome. Just want you to.
I don't. It looks like an L. Is that an L?
Yeah, that's an L.
Bet.
Yeah, but I think we have about 75 more days till football season, so we'll definitely get into that. But
we're gonna get it in.
The topic today, I just want to talk about. Well, we're going to talk about the situation, the tragedy with the submarine that happened. To all the families, and everybody connected, that was an extreme tragedy. And we don't want to belittle how people feel or belittle the enormity of loss, that happened last week. But we do have to discuss the parameters of everything around it, the parameters of everything that we missed. So we're going to dive deep, no pun intended. We're going to dive deep into this and unpack as much as we can. So
let's go in. Let's get it in.
Go. Go ahead, B. Let's go.
All right. So we had, actually, it was tragedies that happened this week. And
True. In the Mediterranean, I forgot to mention the ship that went down, and hundreds of lives were lost in the Mediterranean. And like I said, I don't want to belittle any loss, that happened last week. We'll talk about the whole expanse of what happened last week. Is that a little better?
But the most that was on TV was this whole this propane tank thing that was down in the ocean. I got one too, and I'm just charging $100,000 for mine. So I'm putting it together. I know it's a joke. I know. I tell you what, though, these TikTok memes is a beast. But on a serious note,
internet is merciless.
Yes. So we have this situation that was a group of 5 that went down.
Yes.
On this specific submarine to go see another ship that has sunk. To me, that's already a red flag. If that ship is down there for a reason. I don't think I need to go down there to go see it. It's just me. It's kind of find out what else you might find down there that you don't want to see. But it's more of it just dominated the news, and is not saying it's a con job. Again, this is just our opinions. Like I said, we ain't trying to belittle anybody, but for $250,000, you wanted to go see the Titanic live. and I know all these different types of oceanic submarines that go to different depths. How is it that this one go down and it's kind of like you kind of saw this coming?
Yeah.
Not even trying to knock it, but it. So you have 5 missing, and then not only that, they went missing, and it's like you knew how much oxygen they had, how much this, and it's kind of more of a situation of how do you really know? Was that on the brochure?
Right.
So I'm gonna let Brian dive
Right.
in. Brian, how you feel about that? Brian, for real?
Well, I have a list of secondary sources if anybody's interested in that later.
Hey, let's get it in. I don't care.
So the Titan was a Cyclops class mini sub designed by OceanGate. She was the second one they built. The first one they actually made out of more traditional material, steel. I think it's important to start with the fact that there have been no civilian submersible fatalities since 1960 when they started doing it. It's also important to note that there's actually no regulation on submersibles that go out into the ocean. What they have are guidelines. The Coast Guard actually has a governmental guideline that says if you want to put passengers on board your mini submersible, you have to follow certain standards in order to be insured. So the question right now, the first question that I think should be asked, and why this has been in the news cycle, is that okay, hold on, I'm going to take you guys on a journey here. So the Titanic sunk. It was the unsinkable ship, killed a bunch of people, and it was
a bunch of rich people. Let's get that out.
No, there were plenty of poor people on board the Titanic as well.
Yes, it was.
So the Titanic is the first ship that used the signal "Save Our Ship." SOS was actually popularized by the Titanic sinking. 2 years after the Titanic sank, the international community got together and they formed the Safety of Life at Sea Treaty, which basically said that any ship that says SOS, if you're on the oceans and you're a member of this treaty, you are required, full stop, to come to their aid. So now fast forward to 2023, and this Canadian flagged vessel that was the mothership of Titan, her mini submersible is overdue. There's no communications, and as we've come to discover, they heard a pop. More on that in a bit. But every ship in the area was required to answer to her SOS. So you had the Canadian Coast Guard, the American Coast Guard. Luckily, you had, well, I mean, it could have been luckily. There was a French ship that had an ROV, or remote operated vehicle, that was one of the few vehicles that can actually go down as deep as the Titanic. She sits at almost 4,000 meters, which is very, very deep. And there's only a couple of vehicles on the entire planet that can go down that far safely. So everybody has this bill now. So if you're the U.S. Coast Guard, yeah, you know what? That's a bespoke cost. The government's going to pick that up. Canadian Coast Guard, same way. But say you're this French ship who's selling their services to do underwater cable laying or whatever, you are now losing money. So where this ties all back in is the company OceanGate is done for financially. And the parent company of the ship that was their mothership is probably also done for financially, because this was a uncertified submarine, which means she did not carry insurance, which means they're on the hook for everything.
Oh.
The cost of the Coast Guard, the cost of the search, the cost of gas, they're on the hook for everything. We're probably they're probably not going to see very much of that, but it's a liability. So let's talk about the carbon fiber. That's kind of the big elephant in the room, I think, if you know anything about construction materials. So the president of OceanGate was vehement and a little outspoken about why does going deep in the ocean have to be so expensive. There is an expense to going down that far. You have to have a spherical design made out of something very strong, like a heavy steel or a titanium hull, very expensive. And he said, well, Not if I want to monetize this, how do I cut my costs? So they got together with a naval architect who did the math and said, okay, if we make a carbon fiber hull 5 inches thick, it should work. And to his credit, it worked 12 times. The 13th dive was when it imploded. Now, the thing is if you've ever worked with carbon fiber, there's a couple of truths. One, it doesn't so much crumple as it just cracks and explodes. It just shatters. And two, every time you compress, at least from an aviation point of view, say you have a pressurized cabin, there's only a certain number of life cycles that you can pressurize an aircraft hull, and that's at 1 psi. This submersible was going down where the pressure was 400 psi.
Mm-hmm.
So the compression cycles were basically deteriorating the material of the hull. So what they know, what they've shown in the search, is they've discovered the landing gear and the cone section. Now they haven't said what kind of state these things are in. So the cone section was free flooding, where it wasn't pressurized. That's where all the life support and the batteries and the motors were housed. So that obviously it broke off for some reason. The second thing was the landing gear, was the weights and the skids on the bottom for where it would touch down. Now, what's interesting about that is once we know what condition the skids are in, we can kind of start to piece together what happened. So there's a couple of scenarios. Scenario one, on their way down, they had a problem and they decided to come back to the surface. In order to come back to the surface, they have to cut weight called ballast. One of the things that was a ballast item are the skids. So if they see the skids are cleanly jettisoned, that meant they were on their way back up. If the skids are mangled, it meant whatever happened. Sorry.
Keep going, Brian.
Yo, what happened?
Oh, everything kind of slowed down. I didn't want to.
No, keep going. I don't know what happened.
So what they don't know is they don't know when whatever happened on the way down, on the way up. All they do know is that an hour and a half into the dive, which was planned to be 10 hours long, they lost communications. One of the things they said is this was actually expected. At 3,000 meters, it was known that the communications on this submersible would go bad. And the reason for that is the president was on record as having said that he didn't like all the constant chatter with the surface. Right. So he got an automatically updating underwater modem, basically an acoustic modem, and that would cut out at a certain depth. So one of the things that happens at that depth when you start talking about structural failures, a submersible, let's say 5 square meters, 5 people, with an interior 5 square meters, under 400 pressures. You're talking about a 400 kilonewton release of energy if there was a pinhole leak. Basically, the water would come in like a laser. It would erode the hole less than a second. We're talking about fractions of a second. Right. And the people inside the cabin would be exposed to something like 800,000 pounds of pressure on their body per square inch. So basically, at that point, they were no longer biology; they were physics. It would have happened instantaneously. Right. The scary scenario, that's actually the good scenario.
What the hell?
That's the good scenarios. They would die instantly. They wouldn't have even known it happened. Their brains wouldn't have even registered the cracking noise. It just would have lights out. The scary scenario is the way in and out of this submarine was the window in the front. It was it was designed with 18 bolts. And apparently there was a joke that they only ever secured 17 of them because the 18th one was mathematically unnecessary.
I mean, that was only like, what, a half inch anyway?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten in the thing. So the scary part is...
Why not? Why would you not get in it?
It's a carbon fiber hull.
Okay.
That's it. Full stop.
Exactly.
So wait a minute. I like how you just gave up the scientific history of this.
Well, wait, I didn't tell you the scary thing.
Oh shit, there's more to
That
it.
was the scary thing.
I told you the merciful way. The scary way,
just get
there's
deep
no
into it.
there's no way to get out of this thing from the inside. Once you're bolted in, the only way to get out is to have somebody with a Ryobi drill and a chuck unbolt you from the outside.
You dead.
So what happens if they blew their ballast, they flew to the surface, and the sub got lost? Not an inconsequential question. So now they're floating in a submarine at the surface, can't get out with 92 hours of air. That's the scary way to go. Suffocating to death within feet of the surface.
I'm choking out a bunch of people because I'm trying to get the most oxygen. I'm going all in. It's a battle royal.
You gonna use all the oxygen up fighting, B. You need to sit there and sip.
So was that just to distract you or what?
Sit Indian style.
Hold up. Where crew that? What's up, crew cut? Crew cut. You there, coach? Crew cut.
Yeah, I'm here.
I want to. All right, I know we can ready to go from here to over here. Run with me. Go ahead. Crew cut, give me your opinion.
Well, I was reading reports on it as well, and they said the Navy base said that they heard the pop a few hours after they first left. So
Yeah.
they been knew it had happened.
Yeah, they had told the family too. They knew early.
So they
So
just dragged it on. They just dragged the people on because they ain't want to talk about Hunter Biden.
You knew it was coming, B.
I don't want to hear about that shit. What's that?
Hey, we listened about a submarine of some billionaires going
No,
down.
actually, I think the thing about it is the whole submarine thing, and I think is they flooded the news so much that the 750 immigrants in the Mediterranean got no press. So we went from 5 people who got money to a bunch of people that we don't know have any money, and it's kind of like, yeah. But I don't want to talk about no Hunter. Fuck that.
Can I interject for a second? Just because I was Navy, so I got to stand up for my bros here for a second. So
we're on Navy too.
Well, so the Navy SOSUS net, which is the underwater net that we had put down to listen for Russian submarines, it's sensitive, but it's designed to pick up big 100-foot long metal nuclear submarines. It's not really designed to pick up the sound of a little tiny something the size of a minivan, and carbon fiber at that. There wouldn't have made a crumpling noise. It just would have been a pop. So they had somebody go back to a certain timestamp in a certain grid location and said, did you hear anything? So even if the Navy knew, they didn't know what they heard. They just had an anomaly. And they told the Coast Guard, and the Coast Guard said, let's see. We'll keep the search up. That was it.
But go ahead, crew cut. I'm gonna let you finish what you got to finish, man.
All this, it's just more than Hunter Biden. It was just so much stuff going on while they was looking for this damn submarine. And I was just like, oh man, more and more and more and more stuff. Like last week, so much stuff came out the woodworks. It was just like, man, come on, man.
So
go ahead, Jerome. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think just to put everything in perspective, the submarine was for our news cycle, right? But the world news cycle, of course, they knew about the immigrants that went down at the same week, right? So that was in that news cycle. And so what wasn't in the news cycle is, of course, what Coach is going to talk about, Hunter Biden, getting a slap on the wrist or whatever he got.
Wesley Snipes went to prison. My bad. Go ahead. Keep talking.
But
who?
Nobody's going to talk about the Epstein emails, J.P. Morgan emails. Somebody mistakenly deleted 47 million emails. Ooh,
right.
But
we about to
and
go
the hearing about the Russian hoax I mean, we talking about what happened in that week, in that news
Yeah,
cycle
let's go
that we
ahead.
didn't
Let's go
talk
ahead.
about.
Let's go ahead.
A
Let's go
lot
ahead.
of stuff going on last week.
I mean, nobody talked about the FBI. Well, there's a lot of whistleblowers that got missing in that week. So wherever y'all want to start, it's cool. We'll go there.
Crew cut, go ahead. Go ahead and get it out. Get it
Yeah.
out.
My whole argument is this man was so big on crime, he wrote it with his own little fingers.
And now, who is this man you talking about?
I'm talking about the president, the one and only. He
Okay.
said he wrote it with his own little fingers.
Okay.
And now his son is pled guilty
Okay.
to
Okay.
not just tax, but also with a gun where he wasn't supposed to be with. Now, my
Okay.
thing about this,
Okay.
we go to jail for that all the time. They
Who
lock
is we?
Wesley up.
Who is we?
People of, I mean, not just people of color. They lock up anybody for tax evasion.
No.
You don't
Nope.
think so? Just people of color.
No, because what you're saying is then I can come back and say, well, didn't Trump's homeboy do the same thing and he actually nothing happened to him?
Hey, but look though.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. I'm about to clear that.
You about to clear
Trump was running a business. What's Hunter Biden running?
I don't even know why he's so important.
Well, your dad is the president, and you
wait
a minute, and you become a billionaire, and your profession is what?
Wait a minute. How is that my daddy? I ain't vote for him.
Huh? What's his profession?
I ain't vote for him.
Oh, that ain't your I thought that was your president.
Really, dude?
No, just messing with you.
I know, but I just want to clear that up. The way you going with that.
I ain't trying to whine and complain about it, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that went to prison, especially for the gun, especially with the gun.
Depends on the state.
Right, but still, he pleaded guilty to it, and he got a misdemeanor. He got to walk. That's double standard of justice, ain't it?
2 misdemeanor charges.
I think.
No, they became misdemeanor charges.
Okay.
I think his lawyer is better than yours.
People with money can get away with stuff. You know that's fact.
He got that, man, he got that King Chain money. He got Ukraine money. He got that foreign money. So, yeah, you're right. His money is better than mine, way longer than mine.
But your daddy in a lot of trouble, though.
So what business do the Biden family run?
Don't care.
Can somebody please explain that to me.
But your daddy in a lot of trouble, too.
My dad ain't no trouble. My daddy dead.
So you gonna tell this dude is my daddy and you ain't got no. All right, see how you did that? See how you did that, Jerome? You see how you did it, right?
Trump. We talking about Trump.
Yeah.
We talking about Trump. I really look. Let me tell you something, B. After the election and after everything that went on, it's like, okay, they doing their best to keep Trump from running for president. Okay, I get that. The Democrats gonna break every law in the world to keep this man from being president.
So he didn't break no laws.
I'm cool. It don't matter to me if he did, if he didn't. He's the best man for the job.
Why you defending anybody then?
Because it's all about who's the best man for the job at the moment. To me, he's the best man for the job. But if he don't get it,
one of these motherfuckers is the best.
Can I ask a question?
Get that out the way.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
What's the question?
What's the
Coach?
question?
So, whether Democratic, whether it be Republican, do you think there's anybody that's gonna have your best interests is put in office?
No. So what I did was I said, bump it. I don't care about the Republicans or the Democrats.
Right.
But what I'm gonna focus on, my focus is on black people voting for Democrats. That's the only thing I'm focused on. I don't care because we are stuck to Democrats and Democrats did nothing for us. Now, unless you gay, they might did something for you on that end. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, you is going in. If you don't get us censored,
if you're
kicked off today.
If you're a foreigner, they might have did something for you on that end.
The opinion
But other
expressed
than
on
that,
this show today doesn't represent those that own this show.
Hold up, Brian, for real, talk to me. How you feel about this? I know that I don't want this to become debate. I just want to get a different perspective. I don't want us to argue because I shut this shit down and we get to arguing over about
What
a bunch of
what
shit.
specifically do you want my opinion on?
Whatever he just said.
He said whatever he just said.
I mean, he covered a lot of ground there.
Like,
He did.
jump in on something that you feel like you can.
Well,
comment on.
I think that Joe Biden, the man, has a real albatross around his neck in the form of his brother James and his son Hunter. They have a history of trying to make money in his name using his connections and really kind of being shit at it. Joe Biden's net worth in 2009 was $30,000. Now, I'm not saying he hasn't made millions, but he kind of positions himself as a man of the people, and he really looks for that blue collar vote. And him individually taken free of the rest of his family, I think he's a straight shooter insofar as what he's promised is what he's delivered.
And he's old as fuck.
Well, I mean, they're both of the presidential candidates are going to be old as heck.
That's why I don't see why we voting for either of these damn fuckers, to be honest with you.
so you don't think that ever since Biden been in office, our whole world just went to shit? I mean,
Our
look
world
at
went
Trump.
to shit. Our world went to shit fucking 30, 40 years ago.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like when Trump was in office, you can't say things was a little bit easier around here. Regular unleaded wasn't $4.50 a gallon.
Actually, it was up there. I don't need that.
Man, you know gas was
So
down to
inflation.
$2.
So
I got the videos. I still got the videos back when Trump was in office, and I said if y'all put Biden in office, gas was gonna go to
hey, wait a
$5.
minute. Does he control the gas prices?
I mean, let me jump in here, B. Let me ask you this: is that not the cycle for every Democrat, for every Republican? Is that not things that they can bank on happening? That's how you knew the gas prices was gonna go up, right?
You knew it was going to go.
We knew off the
So
rip.
so let me ask this: does the president or anybody that represents the United States sit on the board of OPEC?
What you mean?
The board of OPEC, the one who controls the prices of how much barrels.
No, they do not. They do not. But
so
what they do, they tax it.
But it's not taxes going up; it's the actual prices of the barrels.
So what happened to the pipeline? What happened to the pipeline that got shut down as soon as?
But do we know that pipelines come all the way from Canada that has nothing to do with America?
Oh, they ain't got nothing to do with America.
Where's the pipeline coming from?
Okay, they ain't got nothing to do with America.
No, wait a minute. It has nothing to do with the United States.
Okay, all right. So then, what about? See, it's so many issues with what's going on. Like, what about the immigration? We just open the floodgates and everybody happy about it?
Hell, how you think we got overturned and our country became what it is?
Look at what's going on in Chicago. All the community being took over by foreigners. Now the community been begging for help all this time. Now they all of a sudden just we got $100 million for.
Just can I interject again briefly? In 2022, the United States was actually an oil exporter. There are something like 100 classifications of oil. It's not just gas, but the United States produced and exported 1.26 million barrels over what we used in 2022. So if gas prices have gone up, it's not because we don't have our own controlled supply. It's other reasons.
Okay, I get you. I mean, that's not a good thing to debate when you start talking about presidents. You're correct. But at the same time, Biden ain't for the people, man. I don't see. I mean, that's from my understanding.
The government is for the people. Let's keep that real. The government is not for the people.
No, but what I'm saying is the difference between presidents is what I've seen was you had one shut down the whole country and just really focused on what was going on here versus somebody else is just giving out all our money to the rest of the world.
Oh, there it is.
Come in.
There it is. I get
What? The
why
pork
you
is
just
through
come
the
out with
roof.
that? Why
The
you just
pork
come
is
out with
through the
that
roof.
at first?
We back with who? We back with who? And all other types of crazy stuff is going on.
But hold on. Check this out. Hold up. Let me hit you in the face with that. 1919. What war was we getting ready to go into?
1919 World War I?
What did that have anything to do with us?
I guess not.
And then we went to war. World War II. Did that have
Who was in
anything to do with
president? Wait a minute. Who was in president during then? Was it a
Oh,
Democrat president or was it a Republican president?
it was a white man. How about that?
No, that ain't fair. Because
That ain't fair.
Because listen. Back then, we really wasn't even if we could vote. I'm talking about black folks, so-called black folks. They didn't vote. So say if it was
Didn't have the right. We had the right, but it wasn't.
no. Listen, what I'm telling you. Say if we had 11 million qualified Negroes that can vote. Okay. Only roughly 3 million of them would vote.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm saying is,
wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. What's the reason why they wouldn't vote?
Because they didn't want no part of it. That's my take on it. It wasn't doing nothing for us no way.
So you want a part of it now?
Well, we voting. Everybody got their I vote stickers now.
Woodrow Wilson.
What about? Oh, he was what was he? A Republican?
Yup.
And he took us to war right after the Spanish flu.
But then at the same time, we kind of after that World War I, something happened that a lot of people don't pay no attention to.
What, Tulsa, Oklahoma?
No, we went fucking bankrupt as a country.
Yeah, but see, that was the cover up. That's when they took the rest of the niggas' land.
So why the hell do we care about Republicans or Democrat when we back to square one?
Because you talking about values that Negroes are backing the Democrat Party when they was the reason why the Republican Party is really even here. And they don't even know it. So my thing is this. The Democrats ain't even fixed the problem when they went and put all the so-called black folks on cards that was senators and congressmen during this time, and they went to go kill them and to go scam out of office. And then after they got all the so-called black folks out of office, what they do? They created Jim Crow. Now you can't vote, you can't buy no land, you couldn't do nothing. Now that was all of the works of the Democrat Party, and it has not been corrected. Now, when they took over the Republican Party, that's what you call, from my understanding, rhinos. Republicans in name only will be these Democrats who's acting like they Republicans.
Or are they just centrist Republicans?
Yeah, they might be, but still at the same time, if Negroes or so-called black folks would take the political theme a little bit serious and take back what was theirs from Jump Street, it'll be a little bit more fight. But I also feel like every time a city goes to shit, they give it to the Negroes. So now you're seeing more Negroes in office because this ship is about to sink, and they're going to say that Negroes ship to sink. That's what I see.
But that's your opinion. That's your opinion, right?
Yeah, only mine.
Okay. All right. No. I just want to make sure that that's, your opinion. And I mean, I understand where you come from and I respect your views. And that's one thing that I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, crew cut you a bunch of this. That ain't doing me no good.
No.
But what we need to do, but it's no unity. We switched to the Democratic Party basically when the Civil Rights Movement happened. Lyndon Johnson did that shit. And it was a damn near genius. But what I don't see any party trying to help us. And you show me proof. And you better not come out with
because
this.
We have to become the party. That's what I'm saying. We're
Why
not the
you
party.
Say that and start trying to throw it in that we should, Republicans did this.
Can I ask a question?
Which one? Go ahead.
What does today's Republican Party stand for? Because they're not the party of family values. They're not the party of fiscal conservatism. They're
Strongly Christian.
They are not the party of faith. I ask you, what
pro-life?
Angelic.
Huh?
They're only pro-life until the baby's out of the womb. Then they could give a shit less about the child.
Come on, Crew Cut. Why are they pro-life? Just keep it real. Why are they pro-life, Crew Cut?
I like this dude right here. This dude right here talking.
Hey,
Okay.
Brian, for real?
I give you that.
No, why are they pro-life, Crew Cut?
I'm saying, I'm like with the
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Why they numbers low? So now all of a sudden they want to be pro-life. But ever since we went Democrat, what's the one thing that we did that people don't know that we did?
Well,
the prison rates went crazy.
After
our prison rates didn't go crazy until we went Democrat. Oh yeah, but I did the numbers. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers.
13th Amendment.
We didn't start going ham in the prison till the 60s.
No, it was it. Come on, really? So you tell me chain gangs just had a bunch of everybody in it?
No, I'm trying to tell you. If you go look at the numbers of prisons, black folks didn't really start taking over until the 60s, and then it got worse in the 70s.
So why did that? Come on, we can really dig deep on this. It's a reason why that happened.
We went Democrat. Democrats didn't care nothing for us.
I don't think that has anything to do with it, Crew Cut. Let's keep it real. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
Well, we went Democrat.
So you saying we went Democrat and we just went all the shit?
Well, we got integrated because when we were segregated, we was doing our thing. Even though they would come destroy what we had, we were still stronger together with nothing than separated with everything. We ain't got shit now. We got no togetherness, nothing.
I like this conversation because wait a minute, Jerome, where the hell you at, man? Oh, guess Jerome.
Hold on.
No, because I mean I'm seeing what you're saying. So this goes all the way back to the Civil Rights Act
68.
So this was when everything. So when we joined the forces again, we gave up all our power, correct? As a community.
Hell yeah, you know we did.
No. I just want to make sure.
You work all day.
Oh,
okay.
And you give your money to somebody that don't look like you. So not even if they don't look like you, they can look like you, as if it's in your community. If the money is staying in the community, that's something different. The China man come to your community, sell his Chinese food. His money definitely don't stay in the community.
The wings up. I'm fucking the wings up.
But you get what I'm saying. The Indian man is at the gas station. He got all the gas stations on lockdown. It's even posts where they talking about folks that work these ports, and the Indian folks was telling the black folks like, "Hey, I hope y'all can get in," because they're not even letting us get in that sector. So it's like all the sectors of the decent businesses are already played out to, oh, it's my cousin, uncle, friend from over here, right?
Nepotism.
It ain't got nothing to do with no education. It ain't got nothing to do with no criminal record. Because when them people come over here from overseas, they start over with a whole new name. You be like, what's your name? My name is Joe. Your name ain't no damn Joe. Your mama didn't name you Joe.
Crew cut. I'm about to get you on that. That started in like the 1920s, right?
1920s. Tulsa, when we was, you go back to 50 years before then when we got forced down. We built it out of nothing.
No. Let's back up to this immigration.
Okay.
When did the big overhaul of immigrants come? The first wave. That's kind of like documented. We looking at
in the 1800s when they was sending them to New York, all them white folks was coming from New York. They was coming by the millions.
So basically immigration has always been an issue.
Yeah,
But it's
always
the
been.
issue. It's an issue from where they coming in. So they all come in from New York, they cool. But if
Right.
they all coming in from Texas, it's an issue.
Well,
but who land is it? Who land is it? Let's be real.
it's supposed to be our land.
Mm-hmm. So is that not our cousins, our relatives, our family that's trying to come back, which was taken from them?
No.
No,
they not letting them pass. They ain't letting them through. They send them back. They'll sink they ship before they get over here.
All right, so
you talking about the Haitians, Brian.
Dude, and I got to defend it. Now, see, oh, come on, don't say that because now I got to defend it. That's my family. That's my family. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm married to one. I'm married to that family.
And that's what I'm saying. If they not letting them come over here, they giving them the blues. I'm working with Haitians. Okay,
in Atlanta.
Yeah, right here. They in here deep.
Damn, I need to come to Atlanta then.
They deep up here. You hear me? They are deep. And some of them, you don't know if how many folk they didn't kill or what they got going on. You get what I'm saying? But they giving them good jobs and stuff. They living, they doing their things. But a regular local joker, they got a simple possession weed charge 20 years ago. Can't get a regular job around here to save his life. He got to be a foreigner. He got to be... You can't be from around here because they ain't gonna give you no job.
All right, quick question, because I can only tell you by experience. I can only tell you experience. That process for them to become a citizen you're looking at least 7 or 8 years.
Who trying to become a citizen? They trying to get some check. They working this money.
No,
wait a minute. A lot of them is marrying people. If they ain't marrying folks, they getting this check up right here. That's way more than what they make at home. So if they got a job down here in Georgia making $18 an hour, and they run their check up for how long that visa let them stay here, when they go home, they doing good. They doing damn good when they go home.
All right. I'm gonna throw this curveball at you. All right. So you saying the immigration issue is a big problem. So is Florida doomed?
Florida ain't even where they sending them from. They coming through
Nope,
Texas.
that ain't the question I asked you. Is Florida doomed because of the immigration law that we put out?
Well, Florida is not doomed. If we talking about Miami,
no.
Wait a minute.
About the state of Florida.
It's not doomed. Even though you have more Spanish people than anything else, it still ain't doomed. What did Sundays just do? He just fixed it for no illegal immigrants to get a job down there. So down there, what happened? 500,000 jobs was available down there.
And ain't nobody working them.
They ain't paying nothing.
So what we complaining about then?
Because those jobs are still available, and out of 500,000 jobs, there's some good ones in there.
Where?
Man, some of them jobs paying good because they got to be fulfilled. So that means somebody got paid something somewhere.
Because ain't nobody skillful to do it. Nobody don't like to do them wretched ass jobs.
You crazy.
Who?
You know how to build houses. White folks been building houses for centuries. Quit
So
playing.
the food market's in trouble then.
Huh?
What about the food market?
Oh yeah, don't nobody want to go dig up nothing. Don't nobody want to go stand in no fields.
All right, okay.
Hey, but listen.
I see where you're coming. I understand what you're saying.
Listen,
I'm just saying you can't be all I'm against.
I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm talking about it's out of control. If you got people saying, look, they dumping out their prisons and sending folks over here. Don't that sound familiar? That's ain't the first time they did that.
That sounds like 16, 19.
Right. They doing it again. So if we getting the people's the worst, so they ain't letting their good people go. Hey man, y'all stay here, get rid of them motherfuckers over there. So then now they third world country is lovely to live. It's peaceful because they done got rid of their nitwits and sent them over here to us.
Talk to me, Brian. Talk to me for real. Come on, Fruit. Come on, Fruit. Hey, go in. Don't be scared of crew cut. Go in.
No, I'm not. He has legitimate points, but there's context around them that I think he's missing, and it helps, right? Like, so the great incarceration of 1970 was actually the second one. The first one happened in 1865 after the Civil War. I posted some data links in the chat. But prior to that, even it was non-English speaking Europeans and other immigrants. So it's always been the last group in, so to speak. It's like how you know, when the Italians were coming over, they were called wops and they were no good, and you couldn't trust them, and that was who people were afraid of, and that's who got incarcerated. And then it was the you know, the Spanish, and then the black population just had the unfortunate aspect of being the last integrated color segment of America, of any reasonable size. So I would agree with you. There is a disproportionate number of black people serving time in our prison system. I would agree with you that the prison system is completely overworked and overrun, insufficient. And I would agree that you black people are singled out.
Indigenous, but keep going.
Indigenous.
Yeah, black folks. You can say
You can
black,
say I know.
indigenous.
Keep going. Keep going. My bad.
Hey,
My bad.
I'm so last June, right? I had a little bump in with the police. I got caught doing a super speeder in my BMW. I'm coming up back road in the country, middle of nowhere, thinking I ain't gonna get caught, and one pulled out on me and caught me.
Well,
But
you
anyway,
broke the law. You broke the law.
hey, I ain't studying none of that. Okay, so he
So
gave
I
me
have
my ticket, and he said, "Go ahead."
okay. I'm white. Let me preface this with this. When a police officer pulls me over, I assume I've done something wrong, and I'm nothing but solicitous. I just assume that he's there to correct my behavior. Is that how you feel?
Nope.
Oh yeah, I had no issues. Like I don't have no problems with 12, especially when I'm already wrong. But it's when I ain't doing nothing wrong, he fucking with me. Then we got problems. But anyway, what I was saying was he pulled me over. He gave me my ticket, and then he said, "Oh, you got a warrant from 2013." I'm like, "Huh?" He told me, "Yeah, possession of marijuana." I'm like, for real? So he takes me to jail. This is 2022. This last year. He takes me down to Atlanta jail, downtown, the right street.
Damn.
And when I say,
I'm
because
sorry.
of COVID, they behind on court cases. They behind 3,000 cases. I seen 6 brothers die, 10 people stabbed, on at least 50 fights. The cameras is off in there. We just had somebody die in there from bugs. Some bugs ate him to death. A man died from bugs eating him alive, bro.
Okay.
This place is ridiculous. I watch white folks come in now. In 2-3 hours, they charges can be the worst. They got caught with fentanyl, the whole ran grandmama over with the car at the light or something. And it's so, like, I ain't gonna say racial divided, but they're not gonna put them white folks in there. They're gonna let them go home. Because we got, so basically what I'm saying is they will leave the brothers in that unhumane situation.
True.
But anybody else, they'll get them out of there. You
Why?
get what I'm saying?
Why wouldn't you claim your Sixth Amendment rights? That would get you out of there immediately.
Ain't nothing gonna get you.
Your Sixth Amendment right, Will.
If you black,
Absolutely.
I don't care what right you take up there.
Absolutely, you have a right to a speedy trial. If you had a bench warrant or any warrant, really, they don't expire, but it's, you know, years old.
Okay, listen. I went in there. I paid the lawyer $5,000. He said, "Look, I'm gonna hire you out of here in a week." I stayed in there for 45 days for a misdemeanor. Okay, from 2013.
Okay.
They couldn't give me the closest date was 45 days. I couldn't get no speedy. That
Hold
was
up.
a
Did you
speedy
just say
trial.
it was
If I
during
did not,
COVID, right? You say it was during COVID, right?
yeah, this after COVID. But if I would not had, they was behind because of COVID. But if I would not had not spent that $5,000, I would have been in there. I would have been in there 6 months to 9 months on a misdemeanor. Now you tell me life, people's lives ain't being ruined and destroyed for small charges. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to jump in there because I understand what you're saying.
Go ahead.
I understand what Brian's saying. I think that stems, what you're talking about is from how back the case log is, right? And what other Brian, the white Brian, not the black one, but what he's talking about with the Sixth Amendment is that yes, you can tell them you need a speedy trial, but most people don't have cognizance of the law, so they don't really understand.
No, when you go in there wrong,
is. And
that's a metropolitan city.
I ain't trying to cut y'all wrong.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I'll let you back in there, crew cut. Because 98% of all these cases that you see, them people in there waiting for that to get on that docket, is going to take a plea anyway, right? So there's not really that many cases being tried as it is cases that are played out, right? See, we're so scared and we don't understand the law that we wait for it to be pleaded out, right?
Okay,
Instead of
I got what you saying.
asking for the trial expediently, it would overwork the docket, right? And they would have to release these people. That's what Brian is talking about,
right?
Using the law to get out.
So can I say something on that?
Yeah, sure.
When you go to jail, as soon as you get booked in and you go wherever they're gonna send you, every morning when they come bringing you food or medicine, whatever, one of them guards gonna come through there with all the paperwork, speedy trial paperwork, any type of paperwork that you need, medical paperwork, need a lawyer request paperwork. They're gonna give you that paperwork for that speedy trial because by law they have to give it to you. But they don't care nothing about that.
I'd ask your lawyer for his $5,000 back.
I wish.
Wait a minute. So hold up, crew cut. We're in a major city, right?
Yeah.
Metropolitan city.
Yeah.
And every metropolitan city have the same problem.
Not Chicago.
So you tell me this would happen in Chicago, you would have been in and out in a week.
I've been out in Chicago. You go to jail. I don't care, as long as you ain't killed nobody, raped nobody, or did some of them type of crimes. Your ass is going home after they fingerprint you. They getting you the hell up out of there.
Because they say they ain't got no room.
No, they don't have. It's a cashless bond up there. They don't do cash.
So what I'm getting at is different states do different things. So
right. Now we in Georgia, so they gonna treat us the worst.
Which is a Republican.
No, Georgia turned blue.
Georgia turned blue in certain spots. Atlanta, Augusta.
I think too. When you talk about going home, not going home.
Actually, you're really right. You're right, crew cut. It did turn blue. That's why they were trying to overturn it. But your boy Trump did that shit, right? But hey, I rest my case. The case and what you're charged with is still not going away. You may go home, but you're still gonna have a court date.
Yeah, but you can continue and go to work. You can afford a lawyer because you got a job. You ain't booked in jail for no misdemeanor, sitting there and losing your family, your business, and everything else you got going on for a misdemeanor. And they got you in jail on a misdemeanor in the cell with somebody that just killed 9 people the same day.
In the state
I agree with you.
But it's in the state of Georgia.
I wouldn't give a damn where it's at. A man should not be in no cell with nobody that killed 9 people for no misdemeanor.
No. My point is, each state.
I agree with you on that.
Each state is basically their own country. They do their own laws.
Yeah, you're right.
So, we can't say, the state of Georgia did this to you. It might not happen if you was in the state of Georgia.
No, what I'm saying is that
Georgia was a penal colony anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all we got to do is take our vote back. Don't even vote. Say fuck it. We ain't voting for none of y'all.
Right. There we go. Let's go with that.
But it's going to have to be some type of togetherness. Now, If you gay, that's your personal stuff. Let that be what you do on your private time. Keep that away from my cheering. Don't give my cheering no ideas. That's all I'm asking. That's it.
I feel you. I
Because
agree.
everything is taught. It's programming.
Well, isn't everything programming? Or isn't what you're doing programming?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm programming. Damn.
So
sure
you're
is.
just saying some programming is better than other programming.
No, I'm talking about programming what come out my sacks. I'm talking about programming them. I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about my sharing.
Holy shit! Goddamn.
Because some people don't mind taking their kids in front of drag queens and stuff like that. But
Have
not
you ever
mine.
seen one? Have you ever seen one before?
I've seen drag queens before. I live in Atlanta. What are we talking about?
No. Have you seen them doing it in front of a kid? Because I never heard of it. I mean, I haven't seen it.
Well, I've seen
I just hear
videos
about
of
it.
children in front
Oh,
of
it's
drag
there,
queens.
B.
Is anybody here? Is anybody here
But I don't-
Catholic?
Hey, where's Zay at? Tell Zay come in.
No.
Well, that's good because you're actually more likely to have your child molested in a Catholic church than you are by a drag
That's
queen.
any church. That's any church. Baptist, holiness,
True.
Pentecostal,
So
all of them touching.
why
them
are we
kids.
why are we yelling at drag queens? Why aren't we yelling at
I'm not
priests?
yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm using it as an example of. You said that I'm laying down a law. I want to be able to program my child how I see fit.
But you know,
oh,
can I can I jump in there? Most people
ahead.
that do that has been abused in some type of way.
What you mean?
Most people that turn to that lifestyle has been abused in some type of way.
Right. Oh yeah.
Majority, not all. Some.
Yeah, that's the study. Remember, it was a mental illness at one point.
Is it not still?
It's
Yeah.
still
Oh,
mental
yeah.
illness.
I agree with you. It still is. I didn't want to say it, but it is.
Why you didn't want to say it? Why are you trying to act like? Why are you being good now? Damn. You've been bashing and all of a sudden now I don't want to be the bad guy.
I'm not bashing. I'm just giving my point of views, and my point is not everybody else's point. It's just how I see it.
True that. But it's I don't want to say you hitting them talking points that I hear a lot of people talk about, because that ain't something that I hear on the regular. Not
Okay.
around me.
Well, can I change the subject before y'all get off here? Because I wanted to talk about one more thing.
Oh shit! What you gonna hit us with?
Was the 14-year-old boy right?
Oh, I gotta hear more on that story. In the beginning, I would say yes. The way it ended, I would say no.
It's all adrenaline now. Well, how you gonna stop something when it's up? It's just like you stopping a police officer.
Wait a minute.
A police officer say gun.
Hold on,
just take it out. I'm
crew cut, hold up.
just flipping
You
it.
gotta tell the story first before we jump in, because a lot of people don't know.
Okay, so basically, allegedly, from what I didn't see, I didn't see it from every angle I can see it from.
Okay.
I didn't listen to the whole thing audioly. The mother jumped in front of the man in line. This was started the argument.
Okay.
Okay.
We in Chicago too.
Oh yeah, you know we're in Chicago with this foolishness. But anyway, somehow the dude was like, okay, forget it. I'm through arguing with you. Go ahead and get your food. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's when the son seen the dude arguing with his mama, and she tell the son, go get in the car. She didn't say go get the gun. She didn't say kill this man. She said go get in the car, like trying to get the son away.
Okay.
And then Buddy like, go get in the car. He like, bump it. Say one more thing and I'm gonna knock you out.
And what did he do?
She still was talking, but I don't think she was even talking to him.
And he did what?
He hit her. By the time he got ready to hit her the third time, the little boy fired his ass up. Now,
so that's self-defense.
I don't care what nobody say what happened after that, because now that we out. First of all, 14-year-old ain't got no business killing nobody or shooting nobody, but he's put in a position where he felt like he had to defend his mama, right?
You won't let nobody like that in your family
Oh,
get.
hell no. Man, it wouldn't even got that far from Jump Street. But anyway,
Okay.
once the emotions got involved and he didn't actually dick those act on his mom and the boy started shooting, I'm saying it's just like a police officer. You know, a police not just gonna shoot you to disarm you or to stop you from doing what you're doing. They're gonna shoot you and put the whole clip in your ass, right?
Okay.
You can't stop a police officer, tell him to shoot 1 or 2 times, can you, when he's shooting at your ass?
Oh, they unload the whole fucking 17.
Right.
Coming up.
Even after they shoot you, you roll over on your back and they don't see you, they still shooting at your ass. So
But I heard they dropped their case. They dropped the charges, right?
they had to. The whole world was saying that boy was right.
So all right, so your point is, do we agree with the situation?
My problem is it's still a problem with the situation.
Hold on, what's the problem?
The situation, how it all went down and how common that is in our hoods. That's a common situation right there.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to understand where you're going with this. That's the reason why I'm asking. I'm trying to figure it out. You saying that's another situation.
One, we don't know how to talk to each other.
Okay.
And that's one of our biggest problems. We don't know how to talk to each other. I can be at the red light trying to bust a right and you going left and we didn't met at ends and now we ready to get out and kill each other over some dumb stuff.
All right.
And so basically we don't have no respect for each other no more. I mean, you might respect people and Brian might respect people and Rome might respect folks, but us as a whole, we don't have respect for each other.
The whole country like that.
No, I'm talking about us as a people. I ain't even talking about the whole country.
Probably. What I'm saying is this the way the times are now, nobody likes anybody.
So what good news do we have? Can you even find good news?
Yes, we all on a podcast together and we're sitting here fucking trying to build. See, right. I got you. I get you. Hey, you asked and I gave you it.
But where can you go online and find good things that's happening in the world every day?
That doesn't make money.
So since that doesn't make money, I believe in the yin and the yang, where there's positive and negative to go forward. But now I believe that the negative then overtook the positive. So that means when the positive do overtake the negative, the negative will not be able to handle it because it's been too much. There's no balance. So it's just like when everybody say, "Oh, I want to be positive. I be positive all day. I don't do nothing bad." Da 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 da. Then when the negative come, it be too much for that person to handle because they be too busy trying to be positive all goddamn day.
And you wanted to have Rusty on the podcast.
All right, check. Hold up. No offense, what I'm about to say, Brian. Where did that culture come from?
Which culture?
What Crew Cut talking about?
The news cycle. It's compressed.
Nope.
100%.
The violence.
The culture of violence?
Mm.
Well, we took 50% of the black population. We combined it with white flight from the cities with an increased, shall we say, angst about the black man during Jim Crow era. We criminalized you. We took away your economic power. And then we were surprised when you didn't work a 9-to-5 job with a squared away haircut. That shocks me, honestly.
Give me 1 minute.
He skipped the declassifying and lying to us and telling us that we all came from Africa. I think that was worse than everything else. But go ahead.
I mean, he was rolling. I mean,
he did great. It's easy to articulate our problems because they're stressed on TVs and news all day to where that's how I know a lot of this stuff is fake. The 97-year-old man that I have on video that said that the first time he heard of slavery was on the movie Roots. He died yesterday.
Rest in peace to the elder.
Yeah, he died yesterday. He said he know his great grandmama. They ain't wasn't none of them slaves. He said the folks that picked cotton got up and pulled their pants on and took their ass over there and picked that cotton. That's like a person went to work today. He said the only difference was they might just pay the white man and went out there and picked cotton a little bit better than the black man. That was it.
Okay.
Isn't that just sharecropping?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
So basically,
It's not
So-
slavery.
Now,
it
that's
wasn't people
that's a
chose to
whole
look at
for a
it.
paycheck.
Dude, you just, God damn it, Brian. You just open up another can of worms.
What?
No, I'm
ahead.
saying,
Go ahead, Jerome.
I mean, that's working for a paycheck, right? If
True.
that's the only jobs around, you're gonna do the work to make the money. Now,
Same thing we do
how
now.
you're being paid is on those who are offering the jobs, right? So if there's economic inequality, you have to take what's in front of you to do. You know, when I went crew cut, I had mentioned this yesterday that I had done ancestry.com on my mother's side, and I went all the way to like 1706, no mention of slavery.
Right.
So absolutely, there's a false narrative going around, but that's about psychology, right? Because if you're coming from the perspective of everybody in your lineage, everybody in your whole population was slaves, now they were turned free, and now everything that you do is progression from slavery. You know, that's the narrative. So it's like giving you a low bar to shoot for. You know, my thing is when the Reconstruction happened, like he was talking about the first mass incarceration in 1865, but we're looking at these times during the Reconstruction. So you're telling me that people went from illiterate slaves to politicians, to engineers, to professors, to doctors, to engineers in a period of 10 years. So either you were enslaving an incredibly intelligent people, or you had gotten a false narrative on what was happening in America at that time.
Who can I add on
So,
top of that? Over 56,000 patent creations that we created
during
during
that
that
time,
time. Yeah.
that is correct. And like I said, the narrative is all psychological, because like I said, if I can create such a low starting point in your life that whatever you can reach to or obtain to inside of this system that is designed to hold you down, you know, is a plus.
If I can
So,
get you to believe you're a slave, what you
oh
thinking,
yeah, everything came
you
from
will become it.
slavery.
You will
Everything
become it.
came from slavery, which makes no sense.
So now if you believe that you gay, guess what?
Made in
Exactly.
Aboriginal America.
And I think Aboriginal, indigenous, you know, these terms that people don't even understand, or even understand in the context of the what we're talking about.
My new shirt line. So keep going.
Okay, go ahead, get the
Well,
plug out there, baby.
the
About
book
to
in DC, in Washington DC at the museum, that cost 86,000 of the first pictures of the Americans when they got here, when the Europeans got here. All of them look like niggas, black folks. I'm sorry, they look like
Don't
my
try to be
cousin.
political correct, damn it.
They look like the reason why I say nigga, Negro, or niggas is because in back then it was in reference to the American Indians.
Niji.
Yeah.
You know, that's
called
interesting
Niji.
too. That's interesting too, because you say back then it was a reference. You know, I think we had to put a
It's
time
Niji.
stamp on that word back then, because it wasn't until the 1800s to when, you know, that white was even created. There was no such thing as white people before the 1800s.
Right.
It was 1756.
1800s.
Well, go ahead.
So,
Go ahead. My bad, Jerome. I don't want to fuck it
so
up.
since there was no
1800s, he's correct. 18.
So since
He's
since
right.
there was no need for white people, do you think they were calling them black people? So
Nah,
you know, so like I said, it's
because they
these
call
narratives that we talk about things and we don't put a time context onto it. So we're not really
okay.
understanding, you know, where it's coming from, right?
Yeah, you're right. 1835 is when they started calling us colored. They changed the whole tribe in Carroll County in Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
The whole Cherokee tribe to color. Now I know everybody that I did they help with their genealogy. When you get around to the 1800s, them grandmamas start turning to color, and if they went from color, they went from C to B to now AA, African American. So they've been changing the census.
You're right, but why is that? You think about why did they change these? Why did they change that?
Because
right?
we don't know who we is now. That's one thing that they told us. They told us when we was kids. They said, "Hey, they brought you here from Africa, but they also stole your history and stole your native tongue, so you won't know who you are, where you from. But then they told you from Africa. So how can you steal my
identity,
but then
tell me where I'm from?
Yeah,
it's like this.
Hold on.
Here's the thing. Here's the key, B. Hold that point. Here's the key, B. The reason why you keep switching identities on the people and keep them confused is so they don't join with poor white people, poor Latinos, or anybody poor, because the poor have larger numbers than the rich.
There's actually a very well documented psychological phenomenon where rich people constantly tell white people that they're better than poor black. They tell poor white people that they're better than poor, because everybody wants to be better than someone else. It's a psychological need. But yeah, it's definitely some chicanery.
Excuse me. But like I said, as long as I can keep you misidentified, you have no strength, because you don't know who you are from week to week. Jesse Jackson tells you one thing and you think, okay, that's what I am. So that shows you that you're not rooted in any history.
But it's like we mixed now. We done did the melting pot. Everybody's mixed. Ain't no right. Everybody's mixed now, right? So now it's just on the point is
we're not human anymore.
How do we break down the division? Like okay,
we're not human anymore.
If I go to church on Sunday, why am I pass 100 churches to go to this church over here? Why everybody in town ain't going to the same church praising the same God?
All right, hold up. Let me jump in on this one. All right. And I was telling Jerome this yesterday. Actually, I was in Italy, and I'd say within a mile radius, I think I passed maybe 8 or 9 cathedrals. It's the same thing. You flood the market with whatever religion you have. So it controls everything. When I mean cathedrals, I'm talking about huge cathedrals. That's one next door to another. And I'm telling you, they are like churches. They're just everywhere. So it's something that has been indoctrinated from Europe to here.
But that's the division, though, because look, it's almost like a game. You got the Pentecostal gang banging over here on the corner over here. You got the Holiness Church banging over here. You got Baptists over here banging. Then you got some new breed or non-denomination folks over here banging. Then you got the Catholic, you got the AME, you got all these churches, and it's like they all go against each other. It's like they banging. They get old and they can't gang bang no more, so they go bang for the Lord. I'm repping this. This is what I rep over here.
So
I get that as a T-shirt, gang banging for the Lord.
It's a division. Yeah. Oh, the real gangsters, they Hebrew Israelites.
But that's under one umbrella, right?
But it's no. All of them believe in what they believe.
That's still under one big umbrella. That's still under Christianity.
Man, but they still don't mess with each other. That's like, okay, under the same umbrella. GDs and BDs is under the 6-point star. But I bet you they'll bang on each other.
What do you mean that? You want to tell me in Philly there's like 30 masters?
Yes.
So it's the same thing.
Hold up. My wife all of a sudden, she jumping in on me. It's talking about is this that many mosques like that in churches. And I'm like, no, it's not. It is not that many mosques in Philly. Tell me one right
Well,
now.
you're not
I've
gonna have
got
that
a-
many.
I've got
Not
a
as
mo-
same as it in churches.
It's
Not
the
it is in
same
churches.
amount as the
No, it's
temples.
not.
It's the same
I've got
amount.
one
But
mosque
see, in Philly,
2
y'all
blocks
got a lot
away,
of
and I got
different
like
denominations.
17 churches.
Say it again. What? Say it again, Brian.
I got one mosque within like 2 blocks, and I got like 17 churches.
We don't have that. 17 different
He stays across the street from a mosque. He actually is become. They actually didn't they bring you in as a?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I'm
He got indoctrinated.
Raheem Al Farouk Rahim something,
Oh,
and my wife got renamed Rahima, and yeah, it was a whole thing. And this old gentleman, he just he would not go away.
So he got indoctrinated. He ain't lying. He telling you the truth.
But
it's still a division
but I think
True.
because now I
um,
don't eat pork.
I think
So now I'm
what y'all
Muslim.
just went
I don't
through,
eat pork.
what y'all
Huh?
Say it again. Hold on. Back up. Say what? Who we talking? All right. Fuck that. I destroy a port. But keep going.
No, I'm saying now I'm using it as a divide. Like I'm showing the division.
Okay.
Like, okay, we don't eat pork. We pray this way. We pray 6 times, 12 times a day.
Sure.
We do this, we do that.
Uh-huh.
So now we looking down at the other people and what they do.
True.
You get what I'm saying? Like we noble now. We better than them because we do these certain
So it goes
rituals.
back to religion. It
Right.
boils
It's
down.
all about control. It and still keeping
Yeah.
us divided
Mhm.
at the end of the day.
Go
now
ahead,
you're getting
Bill.
back to the whole point. You know, it's
Yeah.
all about division. You know, it's not as Brian say under one banner. You know, it's all about division. Division keeps people from working together. Division keeps people from being unified. I think what people get caught up with religion. Can I put those up like that? When they get caught up with religion, it's more practice than it is belief, right? We practice it this way, they practice it that way. It's not about belief. I was sitting down with the elders of each one of those groups. The elders can sit down and talk belief, but those that have been indoctrinated under them, it's all about practice. You sprinkle, you dip, you know, it's all about how everything is maneuvered. So, of course, ultimately, it's about control. You know, anytime I can set something invisible over top of you and I don't have to watch you anymore, but you'll modify your behavior because you think something invisible that's been placed above you is watching you.
I gotta sleep with one eye open.
That is like
You should see the
a
mean
beautiful
right
thing,
now.
you know.
Yo, she about to spray me with bug spray because of what y'all talking about. I'm blinking. I need help.
Yeah. You blink twice. I'd already called 911, B. Just sit still.
Can't talk about religion, and it starts a flame.
But it is just that religion is practice. Religion is different than belief.
My thing. There's always a distinction between religion.
Do you want to put this out there?
Put it out there.
Say it. You can say it. I ain't putting you on video. Say what you gotta say. No, say what you gotta say. So I don't want to be the only one to hear what you gotta say. Say it out loud.
Here's the difference.
Say it again.
Between religion.
There's a difference between religion
and your belief.
Yes.
Yeah, I just said
religion,
that.
I was agreeing with you. Religion is the rules and regulations, and your beliefs is your faith. Here's a difference. But you put everything under religion.
Because that's the controlling factor. What runs the country? It ain't belief.
It's not religion.
It's religion.
It's not
the song says girls run the country.
Oh, so who?
How the song goes, women run the country, we girls run the world.
Oh,
there we go.
Here we go.
Good job.
James Brown said it's a man's world.
But there's a but in that song.
I got no comment on none of
it. Stop, girl.
But back to is still the psychological control.
It's a control
over everything. It's psychological control. And I think a lot
So
of
how do
times
we
when
change it?
get rid of religion.
which is a hard thing,
It's
B.
not gonna change everything.
You know why you can't get rid of religion?
Oh, I know the answer. Pick me.
Go ahead, B.
Because
Go ahead, White B.
we will
Go ahead, White B.
we will fetishize anything. You take away religion, we're gonna fetishize making money. You take away making money, we're gonna fetishize being the best person and signaling our virtue. People gotta compete.
That was the whole purpose of the story of the golden calf. You can't take anything away. They gonna make something to believe in, right? So
Yeah.
the rich know that we're gonna give them religion. Listen, B.
Dude,
Rich,
you gotta
the
understand. I'm catching heat, dude. I'm
I know
telling
it,
y'all.
but the
I'm
rich,
sweating. I'm
the
sweating
rich
because it's
need
hot here.
religion.
Huh?
The rich need religion.
True.
They're always gonna support religion for
Uh-huh.
one purpose. It keeps poor people from killing the rich.
I mean, that's why we got these angelicals doing.
That's why they don't care anything. They don't care anything about your beliefs.
But they want that flock.
religion.
They want that flock to be big.
But they want the religion because they don't want the poor to ever think for themselves and to ever take them out of the position that they're in. You know, so you want to keep feeding them religion, so
Baby,
they don't
what you
think for
doing?
themselves. What'd you say?
Oh no, go ahead. I'm listening, y'all. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, okay. But I mean, that's the whole purpose of it. It wouldn't be pushed in the United States if it wasn't for the rich.
You can leave the room.
So that goes back to my question. How do we change the mind state that we in to make life better for our children 50 years from now?
Learn true history and not repeat it.
We're
Learn
repeating
true
history
learn
right
true
now.
history and don't repeat it.
Accumulate wealth, educate your children on the system, and then pass it down.
Oh, what system?
Yeah, because I was gonna say we're repeating history right now.
That's why, because you eliminate the true history, so you don't even know if we're repeating it or not. It becomes a cycle.
What'd you say, Brian?
We repeating it.
What did White Brian say?
I said accumulate
Brian
wealth.
for real. Brian for real.
Accumulate wealth, learn how to play the system, and then pass it all on to your children, both the knowledge and the wealth. That's all you can do in any given system.
Generational wealth is a great concept. It really is.
So you got 40 million. You got 40 million. You got 40 million so-called black people, and probably 10% can articulate that to themselves, more or less their children.
Okay.
10% is a big number.
So I tell you what, Jerome, you better not attack me because I know where you're going with this. Just leave me alone, Jerome.
Go ahead.
We got to figure out some way to make it common, just like it's just normal.
Go ahead. I know you going to church Sunday, B. Go ahead.
Oh.
What was you gonna say though?
You ain't funny, dude.
What was you gonna say?
Because you stop talking about my shoes. That's generational wealth. That's a collection. They worth money. Leave me alone. Leave me and my damn Jordans alone. It ain't like I got a bunch of them.
Like the most important thing, the most valuable thing on this earth at this point is information.
It's my Jordans.
And you know, to you, but information, right? So information is not accumulated and passed on from one generation to the next.
They're not.
You know, generational wealth, we think that all white people have that built in, but it's not. I mean, if you go back and look at the number of millionaires.
Hello, he about to ask you why he getting ready to jump in.
100% of white people in this podcast have generational wealth.
Well, there you go. Well, but I mean, you know, look at how many new millionaires they are. You
But is
go
the
back
dollar
to
gonna be worth anything
They
in
say
2 years?
ChatGPT done made about 20,000 millionaires in the last couple of months. I wonder if that's true.
Who?
ChatGPT.
The hell is that? What the?
You don't know
he
what
said
ChatGPT? You don't know what
he,
ChatGPT is?
yeah. He said
Oh, yeah.
20,000 million. Is that what you said?
That's what they said. They
So you
said
telling
roughly
me
about
so,
20,000
so,
people that
so
made
the
over $1
Terminator
million.
making all the money?
Hey man,
Yeah, I get you. It's made
I
up.
can
I mean,
believe
it's
it.
a lot of
I
new
can believe
money,
it
man.
because if you
It's a
already
lot of
got
new
a,
money out there.
but just think if you already got a company running and you go incorporate ChatGPT into your company, it's a possibility that your company you just max your company out to way better revenue than what you was already doing. I believe that hands down.
Can you go to bed? Leave me alone. What is false? What he just said?
Rome, you don't use
Oh my god.
ChatGPT?
Well, I think companies that utilize general predictive
I know what you're
AI
talking about, brother.
are going to do a lot better than companies who don't.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm illiterate.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm agreeing with. If Google let go all these thousands of employees, why? Because they was able to incorporate ChatGPT in their business. So if you got a simple business at home and you already doing okay for yourself, and you turn around and incorporate ChatGPT into your business, I'm telling you, business about to go to a whole nother level. It'll become more professional, and it's tough. It's tough for people not using it to compete.
All right. That sounds like a whole different podcast.
Yeah, but you said you was talking about whatever tonight, and I'm walking back in the house. But yeah, I think that at the end my talk about everything, I think that people need to figure out a way to get back to family, like he said, teach the family, but also we gotta take down this division. Whatever it is you believe in and you love in, that's between you and your God. But when we
True.
out here in the street and we
Mm,
out here together, we should be having no division as that's American right there, and that's just point blank period, and just leave it like that. Like he's American and I'm an American, and at the end of the day, we're Americans and we gonna be Americans. And that should be the end of all the fuss. No more white folks, no more black folks. They just Americans. That's just it. And I think
I
that
really wish you'd invited Rusty onto this podcast.
hell no. I don't want that racist ass dude on here.
let's go.
Honestly, he'd be the worst example of someone to bring in here.
Yeah, we'd probably be sitting here
Let's go.
fighting on the damn podcast trying to get a point across. But all right, I'm gonna tell y'all now. We already hit hour and 30-minute mark. I'm sitting here getting these death threats. I don't know why y'all not trying to sit here and help me and rescue me out of this bad situation y'all don't put me in. Could you start talking about religion or
Bro, that's
she
the
hates
police
it?
in the front yard.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I thought I heard somebody knock on my door, but I don't know what to do because I'm scared to move. But no, I appreciate y'all being on.
Put it together and we'll talk about it on the next show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
But I do appreciate everybody coming on. It's funny how I got this strong engineering on the whole submarine because that shit was set for doom the minute
Oh
they
yeah,
hit the
Brian
water.
broke it down. I ain't never heard nobody break it down like the way Brian broke that thing down. Boy.
But that's what this morning he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to come talk about a submarine?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great."
Hey, you broke that submarine down. So do you think they was actually in the submarine would be my next question.
I don't even think they exist. I think I kind of like, I don't want to say it's a hoax. But when I seen the game controller, I was like, all right, this shit ain't real.
Oh yeah, the game controller was just a little over the top. I was just like, okay.
So I kind of was
There we
like,
go. But then
wait a minute.
Well, I mean, the game controller makes sense.
12 trips.
You run out, if the battery's down in the game controller, then what?
You plug it in.
Plug it into what? What power?
It has a USB.
What kind
Oh
of
my
power?
God! But look,
Generator power?
yeah,
on,
it did have a
Brian.
USB. But what I'm saying is, if the boat down there 12 times and dealt all that pressure, then the 13th time it could have just been went down there one time too many. You know what I'm saying? At the end of
Exactly.
the day, it got to deal with all this pressure time it went down there. So then they said if one screw pop, it's a wrap. And
Okay.
they're in the same mobile, like oh, we did this, we can just keep going in this whip right here, and we're gonna be fine. Like all the pressure in the world ain't down there.
I'm about to hit you with a curveball. If you was a millionaire, would you be willing to go down and see the Titanic?
Hell no.
If I
Although,
was a billionaire and I'm bored and I ain't got nothing to do, and my crazy ass neighbor come over and say, "Hey June, let's go down and see the Titanic, buddy." Man, I might go. I ain't got nothing else to do. I done did everything.
so as a funny
Why
aside,
the accent? Why the damn accent?
one
Yeah,
of
I'm about
the
to say, are you a billionaire in the
Because that's how
trailer
that
park? What
conversation
is
gonna
that?
go.
one of the guys on board that sub,
That's my
Hamish, he just been on the Blue Origin commercial space liner, and he's actually been down to the Challenger Deep in another submersible. So that was kind of like his shtick. He liked going crazy places.
Okay.
And he,
see,
Still wasn't worth
and
it.
that's
why I'm
why the other
trying to
dude
do.
went.
and he went to space.
But think about
It was
the
worth
son,
it to
the father
them.
and
The
son that backed
whoever
out.
got the when they died, they doing all right. You know that life support kicked in, boy. Ooh,
Somebody wiped in. A bunch of wives happy. Somebody cashed in. Wait a
hey,
minute. Is that not considered
I'm
a
trying to
suicide?
tell you, they partying right now.
Wait a minute. Is that not considered a suicide mission?
But still, they got their own assets though. I ain't even talking about
B.
insurance. I'm talking about their own assets. Remember they said they was billionaires. They didn't take the money down there with them.
I don't know.
And I mean, if
They
you
took
can
the
afford,
card. They
if you
took
can
that
afford
card.
a $250,000 ticket anywhere, I think you're doing all right.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Let me wrap it up because this. I don't.
The wife at home said
Wrap it
they
up, B.
died. I'm rich, bitch.
Hey. No, but I'm saying is, can you cash in on the life insurance? Because I'm thinking that's like a suicide mission. You kind of knew that shit was gonna fail.
From a
I
wild
imagine
Nah, it's
attorney
too.
not a
like that,
suicide mission.
that probably just give them what they put in.
Well,
They,
Brian has
I'm hearing they
Brian has
trying to
already
wait.
stated that it had made 12 previous journeys. So it just
Did it?
the 13th was
yeah.
unlucky.
So the
So I got
lawyers,
one I got one outside. It's for 1995, and we can go here in
Yeah.
Lake Michigan.
the lawyers for the insurance company could probably make an argument based off of the waivers. The waiver you had to sign to go down in that thing had the word death on it like 7 times on the first page.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that
So you already
You didn't read the
that's
contracts and
suicide.
everything. I
Yeah.
need your number. If I need somebody,
B.
I
B.
know who to call.
Which
B.
one? Which one?
Listen, B. Both of you. Put it in just when you talk about signing the contract and the waiver, put it into perspective. The Grand Canyon at its deepest point is 6,000 feet. The
Okay.
Titanic was resting on the bottom at 12,500 feet.
Okay.
So the depth that they were traveling, bruh, it ain't too many good things that could, go wrong and you live. So I mean, it's not
Yeah.
suicide. It's just like, yeah, maybe it's guaranteed death, but it ain't suicide.
Where did they find what that gate up there? Ain't they got a gate? Some north gate up there. Where have they found North Gate and got the hell on?
Boy, he threw. Where the hell that come from?
Bruh,
What did he just say?
You ain't never heard of North Gate?
I know what you're
send you
talking
a map?
about, but I'll guarantee you 100% of the people listening don't. But go ahead.
I don't.
If I'm a billionaire and somebody tell me let's go to Antarctica,
Okay, all right, got you. I got it.
They
All right,
might be trying to get past the big wall or something, and say, "Hey, I know how to get out this ram." They might be they might be over there in what you call it right now, chilling.
So what you saying is the Earth is flat?
Nah, I'm just talking
I
about
knew
all the
that
theories
shit
that
was
then
coming.
came up.
Oh my
Hey,
God, dude.
I'm just talking about all the theories. I ain't said the Earth.
Well, I'm saying if there's a gate, if they pass through this portal when they
right,
went down there to go to the other realm,
right,
that means that's a flat Earth theory.
or that means you just dead and you went
That's
to the upper room.
probably what happened.
No, they were
The upper room.
Hold up. Let me end this shit because I don't know where the hell we going with this.
They was
We
on
done got
deck.
some life references in,
I'm
man.
trying
Come
to say
on.
they was on deck. They was on deck.
They was on deck. I'm gonna kick that door
Where
in.
the hell was Flash at doing this shit? He can't go in this shit and rewind this time. I know y'all seen that damn movie. Going backwards, reverse time. All right,
Yeah.
let me go.
Hey, what you mean we on deck? What you mean? What you mean?
I ain't say that.
We on deck, the upper room.
No.
Hey,
All right, fellas.
go ahead,
y'all.
B. Let the guests close out.
Let me go. Brian. Let me get you. Brian, give me your last words. Brian, for real.
I had a great time. It was great talking with you guys. I loved hearing the perspectives, and thanks for inviting me.
All righty.
Hey, you're welcome back.
Crew cut with the craziness. I like crew. You know, crew cut would throw in some curveballs that you.
Hey man, y'all need to come. Hey, y'all gotta, cause we gotta talk about some stuff. Y'all gotta come back on live, man. I ain't seen y'all. Y'all know about the boat today? I mean, the train that derailed in the river with all the chemicals and stuff today up there in Philly somewhere. I don't know. I think it's in. I don't know where it was happening. But yeah, man, it was a mess. So they still doing that. That war is that acts of war that's being put upon us. It's a lot of stuff we need to know about, man, and people need to realize what's going on. Oh, also, before I go, they selling your blood for the high if you don't have the vaccine, calling it pure blood. And they taking that blood. Some places only taking pure blood, and they paying the high for it. So,
well, you is a conspiracist.
whatever.
Does it have to be like
Can't get my blood.
like triple filtered or like?
Oh, I don't know. They just said as long as you ain't vaccinated,
they can't get my
you come
blood.
up there and get a check.
I mean,
I don't
like,
know if you're giving away plasma blood. I don't know what they're giving away, but I know whatever you're giving away, they paying good.
so they're saying you can't have had any what's the word I'm looking for, Brian?
You can't have nothing about the COVID.
Just as long as you didn't have the COVID vaccine.
The vac.
You could have had the other vaccines and that was okay.
Yeah, you just can't.
All right,
Don't
we get
have
ready
the
to get fucking canceled. We get ready to get silenced because y'all talking about this shit. Crew cut, give me your last words.
No, you need to
just Google it. Hey, but no, man, y'all need to come back. Just Google it.
do not.
What?
It's not that simple.
Any of that information
that man, I enjoy y'all, man.
That is his crew
appreciate
cut's
you being
opinion,
on,
and it has
brother.
nothing to do with this podcast. All right, YouTube.
Man, I'm not gonna get y'all in trouble.
That's not what you need. It's not that simple.
Hey,
I ain't said nothing bad. Y'all straight.
All right, you know what? I appreciate y'all being on.
B.
What?
Let your wife get her last words in, man.
I just did.
Let your wife get her last words in.
Hold up. Say it again. Let me say it again. Go ahead. Say it. You say it to me, and I'm gonna say it to.
I already did tell you what
I don't remember.
told you to tell it's not that simple.
It's not that simple.
You live with somebody that gets blood transfusion.
I live with somebody who get blood transfusion,
and it's not that simple.
and it's not that simple.
Vaccine.
Oh, I agree. I already know it ain't that simple.
Vaccine or not, it has nothing to do with this.
So why they call it since she? Oh yeah, she do work in the field. Why they call it pure blood?
Oh shit!
Every blood is pure.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Well,
maybe they
I'm
just mean
gonna
blood
send-
that's
I'm
been
just gonna
separated from the plasma.
That's all it is.
Well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send you the article, B.
I'm a hybrid.
Wait,
I'ma
Brian,
send
was
you
I
the
right? Is this blood separated from the plasma? Ask her.
Yes. Wife
Yes.
said yes.
Yes.
I'm a hybrid.
I don't know what the hell we talking about. I'm trying to get off when something fucking crazy happened.
Yeah, but I was just saying it's a lot of crazy stuff going on that we like. I like to go.
Facts.
And
I love
yeah,
y'all guys. I tell you what, y'all made my damn day good. Thank you. Thank you.
It's on you, B. Close.
This is why we need a podcast, because we can at least we could be ourselves on something, which is good. You know, we can keep it real. Again, I respect everybody's opinion, and I'm not gonna go back there and go be like, you know, try to fact check everything you say. Knowing that I got a fact checker right here. But I appreciate everybody coming on. Again, love yourself, you know, respect yourself. And once you understand who self is, then at the same time, it'll bleed out to everybody else. So don't be afraid to look in the mirror and say, I love you, and then say, I love you back. So appreciate it. Again, like, share, show this off to somebody else. If you like to be on, as long as you keeping it real and keeping it positive, we can grow. We don't mind guests being on, but that's my last two. Go ahead, Jerome. Finish it off, brother Jerome, Uncle Rome.
Man, listen. Again, it was a great show. I know it's been a while since we've been on. I appreciate the guests coming on today for our our second show back. So I don't even know where to go with what we talked
No,
about.
we started out. We
It was
just
so
came
much.
back with a bang, didn't we?
Right. So listen, go to Three Headed Monster Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the notification so when we're on, you'll get that ting-a-ling on your phone. But we appreciate the ting-a-ling. We appreciate other Brian. We appreciate Coach. We appreciate
Brian for real. Brian for real.
I thought you said his tagline is other Brian.
No,
it was other Brian, but then he changed it to Brian for real.
Oh, okay. So Brian for real. I apologize. And
you
so
see all this facts that he keep throwing all this information.
Brian for real.
I thought the thing was.
And we also want to think.
Go ahead, Jerome.
We also want to thank Brian's wife for keeping the show positive. Hopefully, she's not going to kidnap him or anything, and so he'll be back. So we'll be back next week.
Sleep with the medal in my hand.
We'll be back next week. Of course, it's going to be a live show again, and it's going to be. We don't know where it's going to go. So we just know we start a show and it ends where it ends.
This is Three-Headed Monster. That's how we do
Three-Headed Monster. So in everything, please don't believe anything that you've heard tonight. Take all this research, take all these opinions that you heard, go research it for yourself.
Facts.
Come back next week and we'll build on top of that and go forward. Unity is the goal, but education is the key. So until next time, y'all be safe out there. Peace.